Hi guys, today I'm going to be showing you how to make this bowling ball to go along with your pins for your bowling game, and you're going to need about 54 single bands. You can make it on any loom in any configuration, even on the monster tail. So taking 2 single bands, I'm using pink and purple, and you can use many colors or whatever color you want. Twist in the center and loop it to the other side. 2 single bands again, we're doing a total of 6 bands. Twist in the center, looping it across. And my last set, 2 single bands, twist in the center, looping it to the other side. This is row number 1. Row number 2, taking a single band, covering the 6 pegs, creating my hexagon, and then looping the bottom 2 bands up and over. You will also need a cotton ball, some old rubber bands or tissue paper or whatever you have around to stuff your ball. Looping the bottom 2 bands up and over and onto the center. Remember to reach on the outside and looping it up and over your peg onto the center. Push it down. Row number 2. Row number 3, we're going to expand to 8 pegs. First taking our 2 loops off of the center 3rd peg and moving it to the center 4th. Now pulling a band off of the side 2nd peg, and we want to pull the ones that is attached to the first side pegs. So going into your 2nd side peg, getting a band off, and I see that it's connected to the first side peg and attaching it to the 3rd side peg. So the 2nd and 3rd peg each have a single loop. Repeat on the other side, pull a band off, and I see it's attached to the 4th peg. So I'm putting it aside right now, grabbing the last loop. It's attached to the first side peg and move that to the 3rd side peg, and then reattaching this one you moved off back onto the 2nd side peg. And now you've covered 8 pegs. Taking your next color, mine is pink, and you can do rainbow or whatever color combination you want for your bowling ball, it doesn't matter. So this is row number 3, covering all 8 pegs with a single band and then looping the bottom bands up and over and onto the center. Because we expanded our rows, pegs number 2 and 3 on the sides each have a single band, but you should have 2 loops left on each peg after you finish looping the bottom bands up and over. That was row number 3. Let's do the finger holes, and there's 3 of them, taking a single black band or whatever color you want and looping it 4 times on our hook. And let's do that one more time. I'm doing 2 right now to put on row number 4, and it's going to go on my pink band, so getting the loops onto my pink and attaching it on the side 1st to 2nd peg, my 2nd finger hole, again pulling the loops onto my single pink band and looping it onto those pegs on the side 1st to the center 1st, and finishing the rest up with a single pink band covering the rest of the 8 pegs and looping the bottom 2 bands up and over. And you can switch colors here if you want. We can use the same ones. So row number 4, push it down. Row number 5, I'm moving to purple, taking my single purple, just going around my loom, covering my 8 pegs and looping the bottom 2 up and over. In row number 6, I'll add the last finger hole. Number 5, push it down. Row number 6, let's get our last finger hole, getting our black band, looping it 4 times on a hook, taking your color that you're working on for that row, attaching the black band onto it and placing it on our loom. I'm going to put it there on the first side to the center first, and then looping a single band around our 8 pegs and looping the bottom 2 up and over. That was row number 6. Let's reduce, taking a single band off of the side second peg, and we want to pull the one that's attached to the third peg and moving it to the first peg on both sides. So go into your side second peg, grabbing a loop off, check to make sure it's attached to the third side peg, and if it is, move it to the side second peg. We want to move everything to 6 pegs now. So that's done, leaving a single band on the second side peg, and take all the loops off of the third side peg and moving it to the second side peg. Now your first and second side pegs have 3 loops on them. Repeat on this side, the right side, taking a single band off or loop off, check to make sure it's attached to the third peg, and this one is attached to the first, so I'm going to put it aside, grabbing the other loop, and this is attached to the third, moving that to the first side peg, which now has 3 loops on it, reattaching this band onto the side second and moving the 2 loops off of the third peg and attaching it to the side second peg. Now our side second peg have 3 loops on it, so that's the first, and now we want to move these 2 loops off of the 4th center peg and moving it onto the center third peg. We are down to 6 pegs, and that's what your configuration should look like right now. Row number 7, taking a single band and covering all 6 pegs, creating our hexagon. Looping the bottom bands up and over. The second and first side peg should have 3 loops, leaving only 2 left on each peg. Go around your loom. If you're doing this on the monster tail, after you loop this, you can stuff it with your cotton ball. But I have this center peg, I can't stuff it. We're going to take it off the loom, getting the 2 loops off of each peg, going clockwise around your loom, and pulling those loops off and onto our hook. There's our bowling ball. Let's stuff it with a cotton ball or whatever you have around. Get the opening, and if you are working on a monster tail, your ball should already be stuffed. My cotton ball's in there. Get a single purple band or whatever color you're working with, and pulling all those loops onto your single and tying it off in a slip knot. Tuck in your slipknot band to hide it. Make sure you squish your ball so it's spherical. Get your pin if you have them, and bowl away. So there's your bowling ball for your bowling game. I hope you like it. Thanks for watching.